Hi guys, this is Marti with Marti Hampton Real Estate, brokered by EXP, and today I wanted you to meet somebody really special. Her name is Sharon May, and she is the owner of Relish in North Raleigh, right off Creedmoor Road, almost at the intersection of Millbrook. Sharon, you've expanded this place. Tell me about it.
So our kitchen was too small for the space here. We've grown, thankfully, over the almost 9 years we've been here. And we needed to expand the kitchen, and the space next door had been sitting there available for 3 years.
Right.
And we finally convinced our landlord we should have it. So we moved into the space next door, but we didn't want to be an exact replica or more seating for Relish, so we had to come up with a new concept.
Right, I like that.
Yeah.
I love the idea that you've got outside seating too, which is
Yes.
really important
Yes,
in a
it's the
climate
best.
like ours, because can we do that?
Absolutely.
And right years ago, I think probably right your first couple of years, I did a company event here.
Right.
And what we did is we rented out the entire bar.
Right.
And we had, I believe it was our Christmas.
Yes, I think
and
I
you did a
remember that.
great
Absolutely.
buffet for us,
Yes,
so I know
yeah.
your history.
Right.
And so what'd you do before Relish?
Well, so I have been in the restaurant business since I was 16 years old, just a couple years ago.
That's
and,
right.
The most recently, I had a partnership with 7 other partners, 7 other restaurants in the area, and that partnership broke up, and I took a buyout and went looking for my own place to open. Thankfully, Simpson's Steak and Seafood had just closed up from this spot 6 months earlier, and it was available for me to take over. And
That's good.
took off and went running.
That's good. Let's talk about women in business.
Okay.
And let's start out with partnerships.
Right.
Partnerships with 7 people.
7 men.
Ooh. Sounds hard. How
There was good and there was bad.
Yeah.
It was good, but I certainly had maybe a different angle on it, and have enjoyed the fact that I could go out on my own and just answer to myself and not partners.
You know, the restaurant business and the real estate business have a lot in common. It's 7 days a week. It
Right.
feels like 24 hours a day.
Right,
So
right, absolutely. Always on call, right?
That's it.
Yeah,
So-
and if you don't answer the phone, you're in trouble.
you've lost business if you don't
Yes,
answer the phone.
exactly,
That's it.
exactly.
So tell me what, from a woman's perspective, and owning now, running this business all by yourself, what surprised you? What's been the toughest thing? What's been the easiest thing?
Well, I think it's kind of a both ways issue, is the flexibility or not flexibility of your timing with children. As a single parent, you can be free when you have to be free, but you also feel like you trade that off with not being available all the times that you wish you could. And for me, hospitality-wise, I feel like as a woman, I have more of a finger on that pulse, because that is sort of what we've been trained to do for millennia.
Absolutely. You know, the service business.
Right.
And I'm in the service business
Right.
too, so I understand
Exactly.
that. And I actually was in the restaurant business
Ah.
before real estate.
Yes.
Just for a little
Just for a
while.
moment.
Just for a moment. But that's the reason I knew about the tough hours and just
Right.
the demand of it.
Right.
It's nonstop demand. So how many employees do you have that work for you?
So I just did W-2s for 200 people, but at any
Ooh.
given time, 100 between both the spaces.
That is a
Yep.
huge business.
Yes, it is. There's quite
Yeah.
a few people.
Yeah. So what's been the
running this
toughest thing?
place. Whew. Well, the toughest thing is not having partners that are as responsible as you are,
Yes.
being on my own.
Yes.
Toughest thing about the restaurant business is that there can always be a new crisis.
Yes.
Something can always go wrong. There's, and you're just always waiting for that next thing that you have to solve.
It's like an emergency room.
It is, but personality-wise, you have to be a problem solver and always wanting to jump in and solve the problem. So if you're naturally that way, which I am, which is why it works for me. I had the opportunity when our partnership broke up. I was working towards my master's of accounting.
Wow.
And so at that time, it was like, well, do I want to sit behind a desk and do other people's numbers all day long? And I realized I just had to do this. So
You know
I
what?
chose this
I
path
think
instead.
that's a secret of a woman in business, or at least that's your secret. Because I had one of my mentors tell me, and I think it was very good advice. I don't know that I've ever really taken it. Said in business you have to keep your fingers on the money.
Right.
And so with your accounting
Background
background
has made a big
you have
difference.
to watch those
Yeah.
every detail.
Yeah, I don't have to go and ask somebody else how the how the numbers work. I go and find it out for myself, which is also hard because then it's more work. But
It is.
I can do the calculations for myself.
So tell me a little bit about the hours. You're open for brunch on the
Right.
week. Tell me about the hours. And
Well, so yeah, we're open on this side. We're open at 11 Monday through Friday and 9 Saturday and Sunday, and then close at 9 or 10 on different nights. So there's very, and then we have to be in here prepping a couple hours at least before we open in the morning. So our cooks come in at 8 weekdays and 7 weekends. It's just there's always something going on here. There
Nice.
isn't any downtime, which is good. I'm not complaining because that's the way to be successful. But the hours are long, and then we added the kitchen table side over there, and that we're opening there 9 every single day of the week. So that added.
So is it going to be the
hours on
same
that.
menu? Is it a different menu?
It's a different
or-
menu. As I tell people, it's Southern comfort foods, both sides, but that we had to do just a little bit different over there. We couldn't serve the exact same food both sides because the kitchens are different. We've had to make a few compromises because there's some people, like we have Kim's goat cheese salad over here, and I can't tell you the number of customers that came and said, we love that, we want to eat that over there. So we've added that to the menu, but you can't order from either side. Takeout wise, you can order from either side and take it home with you, but you can't sit here and eat their food or there and eat here.
Wow.
So we call them sister restaurants.
That's good. That's good. Now, I know your daughter used to work with
Yes,
you. She no
absolutely.
longer does.
Right.
But do you foresee you have other children?
I have so I have custody of my 12-year-old nephew. So he's my third child in essence
Okay.
now. And he just actually announced to me the other day that he knows what he wants to do. He wants to go to college and then run Relish for me afterwards. Yep.
This is good.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got how many years is that? I have to hang on. But yes,
that's
and
a
my
great plan.
my son helps me over at the kitchen table side. He's the head game tender over there, so he's involved in it some too.
Oh, that is awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome.
family is
So
important.
the relish part is Southern comfort food.
Southern comfort
So
foods
how would
and
you
bourbons.
describe the other?
It's so we're having a tough time on it now. The tagline is biscuits, brews, and board games. So it's biscuit centric, but we don't want people to feel like it's breakfast only. It's breakfast all day. We were actually just discussing that the other day, that maybe if we started calling it brunch all day, people would understand what we're talking about. So you're not just eating scrambled eggs all day. It is, we have a short ribs on grits bowl, which is more hearty, that you can eat for dinner any time of the day. And we have, of course, Kim's goat cheese salad,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So
I think another brunch place is so needed here, and
I do
I'm
too.
actually really glad
Yeah.
to find that out. My last question.
okay.
Okay, who makes the biscuits, and are they homemade?
They are. We have 2 biscuit makers over there. One is Allison. She makes our sweet potato biscuits, and the other is Tan, and it's her grandmother's recipe that she makes them from. They do each other sometimes, but they all week long they're making sweet potato and buttermilk biscuits.
Oh man, I love their sweet potato biscuits.
Yeah.
If you haven't tried this place, you have got to try both Relish and the new kitchen side.
Yeah.
And what's the formal name of the kitchen?
The kitchen table. So we
The
named
kitchen
it the
table.
kitchen table because we feel like that's the center of the home, where families get together and have the more informal meals.
That's it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love brunch. Come see Sharon May, the owner of Relish and the kitchen table.